Hello and welcome to this Headlines Today Town Hall presentation. We're in the Delhi Police Headquarters. I'm joined by the Police Commissioner, Mr. Neeraj Kumar. Thank you very much for joining us. And instead of me questioning you today, we thought it would probably be best to invite some young women from across the national capital, some of them students, some of them young employees in various companies. They've got questions which come straight from the heart, and they'll be questioning you today. And I must begin by thanking you to agree to speak to them and through them reach out to everyone who's watching this broadcast. So I'm going to get my colleague Preeti Chaudhary to ask you the first question. Preeti.
So I ask you this question on behalf of my colleague and I, who after this gang rape incident got harassed when we were filing a report. And the question I ask you is, Lajpat Nagar metro station, 10 p.m. at night, I get eve teased. A PCR is standing right next to me, I think 10 steps away, where I get eve teased. Clearly the gentleman inside the PCR, your men, saw what happened. I approached them. I asked them, didn't they see what happened? They did see it. They come out, they said, हाँ शैतानी कर रहे थे, and then they said, जब हमें 100 number का call आएगा, तब हम करेंगे. The question I subsequently ask you, sir, what about gender sensitization? Who is going to do it for the police force? And more importantly, at all times, you're stretched for time. So do you really have the time?
See, you have raised two issues. One is that particular incident in which if our men have not responded properly, we'll take them to task. This is one aspect. I would like to know the details so that I can take action against them. The other issue is of gender sensitization. Now, this is an ongoing process. We have to carry on with this program, and no amount of gender sensitization can be enough.
Does the police do gender sensitization?
Yes, we do.
How often?
Very often, and but our numbers are so large that we are not able to reach out to all of them. We do it in small batches. We do very intensive programs. We involve NGOs who are working in this area. We involve other women help groups, and a large number of people are working with us in this field to improve.
Are you satisfied with the level of gender sensitization?
No, I'm not. I said there's a lot of room for improvement.
Okay, let's take another question from that young girl in the corner.
So my question is not my own question. I mean, I'm 23 and I do fear for my life too, but my question is on behalf of my mother. Now, she would like to know if you have daughters, and perhaps would you advise them to set foot in the streets of Delhi at midnight, and God forbid if there was an incident that happened, would you then advise them to walk up to a security checkpost, a Delhi police checkpost where there are barely any women constables?
See, soon after, first of all, I want to tell you that I have two girls. One of them is 30 plus and another one is 25. Both of them are married. I was asked this question soon after I took over as Commissioner of Police, that what will you tell your daughters who are going out for a late night party? So I told them, and I told them very frankly, and I was, of course, my statement was twisted the following day in the dailies, and it was said that Delhi Police Chief will not allow his daughters to step out at night. What I said was that each one of us has to be cautious and conscious about our security requirements, right? See, when you are, we keep advising people to be sensitive about your home security. We keep telling you that you should have door chains, you should have magic eyes, you should have alarms, you should verify your servants, you should verify your tenants, you should verify your drivers, and so on and so forth. Similarly, for women who are stepping out at night, there are certain set of very commonsensical kind of advice, which I give to my daughters till today.
What advice do you give?
I tell them, do not go out very late. Do not return. You are going for a party. Do not come at 3 a.m. in the morning. Why? Because at that point of time, the population on the streets, the number of vehicles, the number of people is that much lesser, and you are that much more vulnerable. After all, we cannot forget this fact, or we cannot overlook this fact, that as women, You are more vulnerable than the
If
men
you
are.
had a son, sir, would you have told him the same thing? I'm sorry to come in, but if you had a son, would you have told him the same thing? Because if you didn't, then we are second-rate citizens in this country.
No, no, that's not true. That's not true. If you want to give me a dishonest answer, if you want to give me a hypothetical response, I can give that. I
No,
can
I
say
want an
no,
honest
no, no, no.
answer.
I could have. I can very well say, you are safe. Come back at any time. But what I'm saying is that you have to be sensitive to your own security requirements. If you are a senior citizen, you have to,
No,
follow
but it's
certain.
not like this in Mumbai, for example. In other cities across the world, and I don't even get to international cities. Even in Mumbai, women feel so much safer than they do in Delhi.
No, here I will beg to differ. If you have seen the Times of India today, I don't know whether you saw it. They have given comparative figures of rapes across the world, and Delhi comes fairly low. But I do not gauge the security perception.
Sir,
One
you're
minute, let
implanting
me
fear
finish.
in our minds. Instead of
Let
cleaning
me,
the
let
streets
me,
of the hoodlums, the unwanted elements that you're saying, you're implanting fear in our minds. You're implanting fear in all these six girls' mind, and the girls who are going to listen
if,
to you out there.
no, I'm
Don't
not,
tell us that, sir. It
I'm,
breaks our heart to hear it from the police commissioner of the city.
all I have to tell you that you have to be aware, like each of one of us, that you have to be conscious and aware of the security needs. For instance, if we advise you that your car is parked outside, please put extra locks. Please take security precautions. The citizen can turn around and say that you want to tell us that our streets are not safe because our cars are not safe. I'll be failing in my duty if I do not let that citizen
But
know.
let me extend this argument further, sir.
Yeah.
Let's see if, in a hypothetical situation when a girl gets teased at night, she doesn't even feel confident enough to enter a police station and lodge a complaint because she feels that that might be double harassment.
That is again a misconception, because on the one hand, the media shows figures of rising crime figures against women, rising rape, rising molestation of women, rising domestic violence, and so on and so forth. You say it, right? Why
Your
are
own figures
no,
say
no,
it.
no, hang on. Why are there more? Why are these figures rising? These figures are rising because more and more women are feeling confident enough to come and report to the
So
police.
you're saying it's not as if the number of rapes has gone up, more women are feeling confident, the
It's,
number of rapes has been static.
no, I don't say the number of rapes is static. When you judge, when you analyze a crime statistic, it is done in a certain format. That format is per 100,000
You know,
population. Hang on. Let me finish. I have always believed that statistics never tell the correct story, and more so for crime. It is statistics. I don't want to go by statistics, but you are trying to compare Delhi with other cities. If you are trying to compare Delhi with other cities, then how do we do it? We have to take help of statistics, right? So you should see the figures which have come out in the Times of India of today.
now Bombay has twice the population of Delhi and half the number of rape cases.
Again, wrong. Your figures are all wrong.
So in Delhi, there were 572 reported rape cases. In Mumbai, 221. Kolkata, 46. Chennai, 76. Bangalore, 97. Hyderabad, 59.
And what is the population of Mumbai?
No, Mumbai has 2 million more people than Delhi does and half the number of rape cases.
You check the population.
We've got the
You
figures
you
here
have
as
you
well.
have you may have included the population of Navi Mumbai and all the suburbs. No, I mean all the outlying areas. We are 1.7 crores, right? And the per lakh figures. I've got this. I can share it with you. I've got the bar diagram as well. But I say don't go by statistics. You are right to an extent that a working girl returning late at night feels safer in Bombay than in Delhi. It is a fact of life. It is true. But then if you want me to start telling you the causes behind it and all that goes into it, it will become, I'll have to say so many politically incorrect things.
Okay.
So I'll refrain from doing
I
it.
think the lady wants to come in.
Yeah.
Yes, so going back on your statement about how one is
to be aware of their security requirements. Are you by any chance saying that the woman who just got raped wasn't aware of her security requirements? And are you by any chance trying to impute liability on the victims themselves?
See, again, it is not an occasion for me to, say something because it will get twisted and, misinterpreted. But the fact of the matter is that she boarded a bus which was not a public carriageway. It was not a bus which was a regular bus. But I'm not trying to put she was kind of, what should I say, lured into boarding the bus. She misunderstood that it is perhaps a public carriageway, which it was not, right? But let's not go into that. It's not the occasion to talk about
Okay,
those things.
that lady over there. You got a mic.
Yeah, you just said that we are supposed to be conscious and everything. And about you suggesting to your daughters that they shouldn't step out late or probably return late at 3, whatever. Do you suggest your daughters or anybody amongst us maybe to not wear short clothes or anything? Because in a personal scenario, I tried to file a complaint, an eve teasing complaint, and that's what I hear in return. What were you wearing? I don't think that the security of a girl is directly proportional to the clothes that she is wearing. And if that is so, then it becomes pointless, right?
I fully agree with you. We never make comments. We never. I will never tell you that you dress up in a certain manner. No.
But sir, you are telling me that you should be careful at what time I go out at night. I'm sorry to come back to that same point again, sir, because there's so many young women who'd be tuned in tonight, watching you very closely, hanging on to every word you're saying, sir. You know, at whatever time I come out, and it transcends, because then what will happen is tomorrow I'm on the streets at 2 o'clock at night, and I go and approach a constable, I approach a PCR, it's come from the very top. You shouldn't be out there.
No, that is not you are misunderstanding me. You are misunderstanding me totally. What I am trying to say is that each one of us, including me, supposing I have spent 36 years of my life in the police, and I can say with a lot of pride that I have booked a number of goons and booked a number of goons myself. So I should know that there is threat to my life. If I expose myself to dangers, then I might get attacked by those people. I mean, if I start, he knows, your chief anchor knows what kind of people I have booked. People from the underworld, economic offenders, terrorists of all kinds.
So we hold you in very high
No,
esteem. That's why we are all here trying to pose these questions.
So that is why, if you hold me in high esteem, please listen to me. I don't want to be dishonest with you. I don't want to tell you hypothetical things. I don't want to tell you, it's very easy for me. No, you are safe. You can go out any time of the day, any time of the night, we'll take care of you. That is the simplest thing to say. But
that's what millions of girls today want to hear, exactly that, sir. If you can today say that I will take care of you, girls will watch their own back as well.
I will take care of you. I'll take care of you. And yet, I would urge you to be, for instance, if there is a dark stretch, we have identified 22,000 dark stretches, terribly dark stretches in this city, about which we have been writing to the civic agencies. This bus...
Sir, we've lost a colleague at headlines today on one of those dark stretches you're talking about. We know the dark stretches of this capital.
So, should I tell you that you walk a dark stretch and I will protect you?
So till date, you do not... We've done a spot check. The dark stretch that you're talking about, Nelson Mandela Marg, my colleague Soumya paid for her life there. Till date, you don't have patrolling there. Till date.
No, that's not true.
It is true, sir. I was there on that stretch 3 days back.
I also travel on that road. There is a picket. You have not noticed it.
There seems to be something also wrong in the psyche and the mental makeup of some of the policemen. There was this big sting operation which was carried on our channel, where we went into the national capital region, some in Delhi, some Noida, some Greater Noida. This is a larger police in question. And most of the cops, the SHOs who were on duty, were caught on camera saying, women get into cars with men willingly. Sometimes they enjoy it. लड़की के मर्जी के खिलाफ कुछ नहीं होता, उनकी मर्जी के साथ ही होता है. This seems to be the inbuilt psyche of several members in the police force.
That is why gender sensitization is required. And more gender sensitization is required. You see, if you want to talk about the mental psyche of people, the police and people outside, I'll end up again saying things which will be very unpalatable. We have to then go into the areas like the high incidence in this part of the world of female feticide, female infanticide, the skewed sex ratio, male and female
No,
ratio.
there's a larger
No, no,
societal
exactly,
issue, but what
exactly.
about
No, no,
the
no.
issue amongst the
No, no, no.
police force?
No, no, no. That is why uh, people who are the policemen, they are drawn from this very stock. We train them as much as we can. When a man joins the police, even when I joined the police, I was a kind of carefree college student, who just passed out of St. Stephen's College. But my training of 1 year and then on the job training over the years, it has taught me to be a policeman. I still feel that there's plenty to learn and plenty to improve in every direction, in every
No,
walk
but
of
when
no,
policemen
hang
say
on.
that women bring this upon themselves, देखा था उन्होंने क्या कपड़े पहने?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The this mindset has to change,
Okay.
and the answer is more and more training and more gender sensitization,
Okay.
to which we are committed.
Take a question from that lady in the jacket.
I think it's a bit problematic to say that the girl rode into a private bus, therefore the police is not responsible. I mean, if there is a bus which is carrying iron rods with it, and they're I don't know whether if they were drunks. I mean, if they were drunk, what were the police doing? Even if we go out without a helmet to Munirka, we are being caught. I really want to know, why won't the police be responsible for this? At the same time, I would like to
No, but
know.
how can the police stop someone from getting drunk? If the person is having alcohol, how can the police?
I think the point that this young lady is trying to make, sir, is when you said that, there is a crunch because you go to a metro, you get down, there is no public transport. So, okay, then it's again a state versus police issue. We don't want to get into that as well. But let's come back and focus on this issue. This young girl has a very pertinent question
Go
to
on.
ask you, sir.
Go on.
She was one of the girls who got...
No, but I want to respond to her point
Yes,
also.
please.
See, not for a moment, please misunderstand me. Do not try to misunderstand me, and that I'm trying to blame the girl, or I'm trying to say that the couple, committed a mistake, or and they deliberately invited trouble to themselves. It was all done out of sheer innocence. I want to be very clear on that. Now, talking about, you said you are being prosecuted as soon as you are seen without using a helmet. That's a compliment to the police. That is.
If police can be active in this, why not active in the cases where they need to be active?
You will be surprised to know that in buses which carry passengers when they are not supposed to carry, we have phenomenal figures. We have prosecuted over 2 lakh vehicles in this year, where buses have committed various kinds of violations of traffic. For instance, tinted glasses. For instance, rash and negligent driving, etc., etc. But also remember, and again I want to say it in honesty, that police cannot possibly be present in every bus, in every coach of a metro, in every public space. It cannot be present.
Okay, that lady in the beige jacket wants to ask a question. Go on. She has a mic.
So on last Wednesday, we went for a protest in front of the CM's residence. There were students from JNU, Delhi University, as well as Jamia. And the police used water cannons and lathi charge against the students. We were just protesting peacefully. I want to know why this happened.
No, from the reports that I have, I was
personally present
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure you were. There was an attempt by a certain section of the demonstrators to get into CM's residence deliberately, and that is why
No, that
that is why
isn't true, sir.
it had
So
to.
these people were cordoned off at Claridge's before they even reached India Gate. There was a fair bit difference.
But does it not seem that the police comes down in such heavy-handed fashion against apolitical student protesters who are only there to make a point because they feel unsafe and
Why
vulnerable?
would we do that? Why would we?
But that's
do
what
that?
happened.
No, see, there's so many protests going on all around. Why is it not that every protester is being water cannon?
Shouldn't the police be more compassionate in such
We are
cases? The
very
young people out on the streets.
We are very compassionate to the extent that people wrote unparliamentary language on the Prime Minister's residence, and yet we restrained ourselves. We restrained ourselves. We have restrained ourselves throughout the India Against Corruption agitation. We have restrained ourselves through the recent Ramdev incident and so on and so forth. Let's not get into all that. When the police have taken an action, they have taken an action because a certain situation necessitated it.
There's also
not because
there's also a larger question I have about policing priorities in this city, sir. In Delhi, 7,315 cops are deployed to secure 416 VIPs. There are 20 cops for every one VIP. For every one citizen of our capital, for every 364 citizens, there's one policeman.
First of all, you must understand that not all the 7,300 are on the personal security of the VIPs. It includes security of the High Court. It includes the security of the Supreme Court. It includes the security of various premises which require security, right? And to further analyze these figures and to give you the correct perspective, there are 2,000 odd policemen, security people who are deployed on the personal security of VIP.
No, even then, look at the ratio. For 346 citizens, have one cop looking after them.
Are protected persons. They are categorized. All this categorization is done by the Government of India, and we have to comply with it. Let me complete. Now, this is an ongoing exercise. Almost every 3 months, there is a review. And so people are deprived of the security, and some new people are also given security. So it is not as if that certain people are given security who don't deserve to have security, and it continues.
But do you not think it's skewed in favor of the VIPs, thereby leaving you with fewer personnel to protect the Aam Aadmi?
If you ask me as a policeman, I might feel that it is skewed. That
do you think it should be changed,
yes,
sir?
It should be changed, and that is why.
Are you pushing to make this change happen?
That is why we keep writing to the Ministry of Home Affairs that so and so VIP, according to us, do not need security, and so please review the security that is given.
Okay, let's take a question from that lady in the dark side.
Is that we talk about empowerment to women, and recently Sheila Dixit mentioned that women should not venture out late in the night, and you also just mentioned that women should be restrictive about their freedom. Do you think empowerment of women and restricting her freedom at the same time can be possible? Because we are here talking about working women, increasing number of working women in India. You're restricting their freedom. Isn't that just violation of their own rights?
You give them liberty to work and then you curb their ability to go out.
Freedom always comes with responsibility. When India got freedom, we were free from the clutches of the British Empire, but it also gave us responsibility. If we wanted to come up, we had to behave ourselves in a certain way. Similarly, when you say that you want to be free, that freedom has to come with responsibility, and that responsibility, my dear lady, has to be towards yourself.
Towards myself and the system towards me.
So there'll be a sense of empowerment that each one of us, every woman in this nation will feel when I can go out. Maybe I'm not working, that I can go out because I feel like going out at 11 o'clock and I'm not harassed. That's when I'll get a sense of empowerment in this city, and I'm sure most of.
Also, sir, you talked about responsibility. How is it that maybe a guy my same age has different responsibilities than I do. I'm sorry, he's working in the same office. We have the same education, we have the same family background, we're walking down the same street. I think if we talk about equality in general, then there should be equality in terms of security. There should be equality in terms of how we are treated by the law, in terms of how we are treated by the police. How can you tell the girls to not to dress a certain way, to not step out at night, and not do the same to men?
I never said that you dress in a certain way. Number one.
It's a
No.
personal situation.
No,
sir.
no,
It
no,
has happened.
no,
No, he's never said
As
that.
I
He's
said,
never. Yes.
as I said, if individual, if say an individual cop told you that you are not dressed up properly and that's why you're inviting trouble, then he's wrong. You have to report that cop to me and I'll take action.
When this story came out, did you take action
Which,
against the cops in Indirapuram, etc.? There was the sting operation.
To tell you the truth, I have not seen this program.
We will send a full fact sheet to you.
Yeah. And if you can send me the transcript or the written part of it, I will take action. But what I'm saying is, don't think that men don't come to harm. Men also come to harm. Their pockets also picked. They are also, So you mean to say that men don't need to be responsible to themselves? They also need to be responsible to themselves, and they need to be conscious of their own security.
So you just compared a pickpocketing with a woman's integrity.
No.
Do you realize that?
I'm talking about
Me being Eve teased is very different from him having his pocket picked.
No. Again, you are misinterpreting and misunderstanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that my security need is different from his, even though both of us are men. My security need is different because all my life I have spent catching goons, catching elements from the underworld and people who threaten me till date. So my requirement is different. Say tomorrow if he begins to get threats because of certain programs he does, his security requirements change.
Okay, that lady in the corner wants to ask.
So I have just a question that I asked you in the beginning, which I didn't find an answer. What about women constable? I mean, I drive back from work alone a lot of times late into the night, and if I have somebody chasing me, I don't feel confident so as to drive to a police checkpost because I know there are going to be another horde of men out there and I don't know if I can trust them. How about having a deployment of women constable? I never see a single woman constable who I can approach after sunset.
We have tried our best to increase the number of women constables in our force. Like I said, in society, in this part of the world, the ratio male-female ratio is skewed. Similarly, in the police force also, the ratio is skewed. It is a given. It is a fact which is known to everybody. Hang on, let me finish. Despite the fewer number of lady constable we have, we provide women constables to most of the PCR vans. There are women constable available in most of the PCR vans.
One final question, sir, as we end this broadcast. What is it that you will do to ensure that the measures that you're announcing are implemented permanently? Because we saw what happened when the Dholakwa rape case happened with that girl from the northeast. There was a lot of noise, lots of promises were made. A few weeks later, everything seemed to have come back to the way it was. How will you ensure that the measures that you're announcing stay and become a part of the system?
See, for that we have to implement the standard operating procedures which we spell out in our standing orders, and any violation of those instructions are considered to be serious misconduct, and we take disciplinary action. But what I want to say at a macroscopic level, that there is a need for augmentation of the police of the force, police of this city. There is need for augmentation of the vehicles that we have, and the government of India has been very kind to give us some additional vehicles. We had asked for 370, we have been sanctioned 75, but we are saying no, 75 won't do, we need more. We need more women constables, so that there are more women constables that you can see on the roads, or they are available at night when somebody is going. I would like to sum up the whole debate, the whole discussion this evening is that we are committed to the security of women at all times of the day and at all times of the night. And we will do our very, very best. And I can assure each one of you that whatever is possible on our part, we will do to make you feel secure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let Preeti take the last question.
Sir, I'll ask you one question there, sir. We understand, I completely accept that the police cannot be everywhere. We understand you cannot, it's impossible to patrol every nook and cranny. But today, the kind of anger which is pouring out on the streets of the capital, and against two, one is the Home Ministry, one is the Delhi police. You've seen what the kind of sloganeering that's going on. Do you think it would be better that you were not under the Home Ministry? It would make the force function better?
If you want my personal opinion, I think I'm better off being under the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Well, you've said it all, sir.
All right, we're going to leave it over there. Police Commissioner Neeraj Kumar for joining us for this special town hall. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you agreeing to come and spend time with young girls, answer their questions directly. It takes a brave man to do that, and you've done that. And I hope that the change that you're talking about becomes a part of the system.
May I also say one more thing, that they have asked their questions from their hearts.
Sure.
And I have also tried to respond from my heart, honestly, and not trying to beat about the bush, not trying to give hypothetical answers, not trying to say that I'll achieve this and I'll achieve that. I've tried to be as honest and as straightforward as I could be. So every word of what has come from me has come from the bottom of my heart, as it has come from you.
Police message you'd want to give to all the women who are watching you today?
Yes, I've already given it, that we are committed to your safety. We are committed to your security. And here I don't want to tell you, what all we have already done. If I start, putting them all down, you will say that, oh, now you are saying all this. The fact is, we have done a lot. It is an unfortunate incident. It is a most deplorable incident. It's an incident which I keep saying has outraged us as much, if not more, than you. And we will make every effort to ensure that this kind of incident does not recur.
Police Commissioner for joining us for this town hall. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all very much as well.